Hello everyone, I'm doing a reading because, was it last week or a few days ago? I don't really know. I'll probably look it up. Elon Musk did a interview with Donald Trump, and you know we're going to have to call it duck, even though I've said the word. I'm actually recording this on the 13th. So 13th of August, members, and trying to see what date it was without getting information, because I don't know. So BBC have 2-hour discussion with Elon Musk for the billionaire platform for X with Donald Trump 2 days ago. So, but this one's saying it's due, and then some of them are saying 1 day ago. The problem is I'm worried I click on it and then I get more information than I want. So it looks like it was 1 or 2 days ago, from the time I do this read. And what I was going to say is I don't understand if this is just like a welcoming duck back to Twitter, X, because I think, was he banned for some years or something? So was it him the welcome back kind of, is that the purpose they said it was? Or was it just that they're going to do this interview on X? And you know, with X, does that mean that they can actually do it like they're sat there on an interview? Or is this, how is this going to be on X? I don't have X. Anyway, so I wanted to see what is the energy around this interview. How have people taken it? It's interesting. The candle is, oh my God, I'm being drawn to the candle. This is going to sound disgusting, but I'm getting like it was like it was a bad abscess on someone's butt. Do you know how you've got a bad abscess, or like loads of itchy pimples or something? It was, I don't think it went down too great from what I'm seeing. So I'm not sure about people's response to it. Some challenges. I don't know what this is supposed to tell me, what I'm seeing, beyond what I'm actually saying. It was like a bad itch. So was it irritating? It was like a bad itch. Was it irritating? I just need to move the wick a little bit. You know what happens. Burn my pen at the same time. Okay. All right. So let's see how it was received. Thanks for that, Fire Flame. How was the Trump and how was Duck and Elon's no disrespect to my characters. You know that I'm not up for anyone. And if you want a reading on, yeah, I'll just keep that moment. I don't know, there's something about this energy, right? It feels like it was a bit painful to watch. Like, it couldn't have been gut-wrenching, but it was kind of like, I don't know, some people felt like it was it watchable or was it listening? How can it, I know you can do like interviews like podcasting. So was it like that? Can someone tell me? But it feels like there was some challenges from what I saw in there. Let's see. How did the people feel about this? And it might be divided. How did people feel about this? Pulling on emotional tugs. Okay. Did they mention what's her name? Did they pull on emotional tugs of the Democratic parties, the VP who's running for president, who I think might step in before then, and then things might change. I mean, it should have brought new ideas, but I'm not sure if they did. It seems like they got chained or they got stuck on the same sort of tangent, and they didn't move from it. But because this is why I'm doing this, because I was thinking whether this is a missed opportunity. So Spirit's bringing it to me because from these two cards, I feel like it was a brilliant discussion around money. It was brilliant discussion around Duck's new ideas and policies, and everyone felt good, but that's not sitting well with me. And then I get these cards that sit better with me on how I feel it was. But what Spirit is saying is this could have been a massive, great opportunity, but it's not. It wasn't. King of Swords. Four of Swords. Yeah, definitely a missed opportunity here. There was some sort of like non-bullshit kind of stuff said. Disclaimer, this is for entertainment purposes only. Please use your own fact-finding and discernment. Especially around, I think, Camel, KH, right? And about putting her to bed kind of thing. Oops, not bed like to do anything with her, no. I mean like, you know, just moving her out of the way kind of thing, you know, just that kind of thing. There's something about I don't think it's done best for what Duck could have got out of this. I don't think it's done the best for him. I'm not saying it's threatening him, but I don't feel like what was said was what could have been said. And I feel like, split the deck, this is really interesting. It was the same old tangent. And I don't know if they mentioned like money and stability for poverty, if they mentioned immigration, if they'd mentioned anyone from the past who's already perished. Show me more. How? Some people fell asleep. Some people passed away. yeah, I mean, it didn't go as it should have gone. It could have gone. It could have gone extremely well. It actually brought up a bit of pain for some people for some reason. Pain around trying to come together. It seemed like it didn't, and it seems like there's three different pots that have never been clearer before. So I think these three pots are like Republicans, Democrats, and then those as sideliners, which you didn't know how many people are, but I think that's becoming more and more apparent on who actually is strong voter and who's just kind of sat on the side. I feel like some people might have wavered on that. It's interesting. So what was the environment of it? It seems like the environment wasn't very engaging here. Let's see. So was it to welcome him back on the platform, or was it, what did they say it was, or was it for, it's interesting because I'm seeing, since I do the readings, I'm seeing like some thumbnails saying like, why would you vote for an ex-president who's clearly a repeated SO? And I don't know anything about that, and obviously disclaimer, but it's, again, I think someone mentioned in my comments, the media are a big issue here. So what did Trump want to get out of this? What did Duck want to try? Oh, too many cards, but here we had the Hierophant. He definitely wanted to gain some power, some wins, and really discuss about his overall vision of coming in, along with mentioning like Congress or something. Yeah, I think also frameworks, even down to like the Secret Services. Let's go. What was his, what did he want to get out of this? What was his intention of doing this? I think that was before. It doesn't really matter, but okay. He wants to move away from the past in some way, but he feels like it gets stuck. It's stuck there, right? He wants to move away from the past, but it's stuck there for him. He also feels a bit haunted by Camel in some kind of way, bottom of the deck. He did want to show love, all right? He did want to be seen as someone who really cares for the people in his messaging. And then we've got this Eight of Pentacles with the other cards. The Eight is reversed, so it was kind of like, was the kind of like sporadic outcomes during this. I think he wanted to take this interview to really get his point across as a bit of a shorter cut to, and this is not a bad, I don't mean this in a bad way, but a shortcut to maybe, like, for example, you know, you've got 10 rallies scheduled, all right? Well, then if you do one really good platform that gets it out, it means you could do that one Twitter X and do 3 rallies as opposed to like 10 rallies. You understand what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a bit of a shortcut. He wanted to take a bit of a shortcut to get his messaging out there. He felt like, and it's true, like when you go on one of these platforms, it gets all over the world. And I presume a lot of people tuned in worldwide. Split the deck. Yeah, a lot of people did tune in worldwide. How was the outcome of that? Very hasty rushing to see it. What about numbers? The numbers for a worldwide coverage was not great. They were hoping for a bit more. I mean, at the same time, we're going to go to Elon because this is a two-way street, right? So how was the setup? Was the interview, was Doc left to go on his own tangent without like a two-way good setup strategic interview? And I don't mean by strategic lies or anything. What I mean is, you know how you make a podcast. It's interesting, I'm getting podcasts, the interview back and forth, and from what I'm getting, this was voiced or it was Zoom. They wasn't together. Let's get more. What was he hoping to get out of this? What more was he hoping? 2 more cards. He wants the presidentship. He wants that presidentship. He wants his title. He wants to be the Republican Prime Minister. It's interesting, these reversals together. You know, with this, he was forgetting some of the simple things. I think some people might have felt him a bit disconnected. I won't be surprised if some people come up with something like he was tired or he was sleepy, whatever they might make up, right? But he was forgetting that the simple things can mean a lot in this situation. And he had the intention here. It seems like when he got up there, he felt like a bit of the past was holding him. And his past choices were a bit of a... It seemed like they kept coming up in his mind. Maybe on like people that are listening are bringing it up. Do you know you have those days where you're really, really confident, and then you have those days where you're kind of like, why can't I forget this? Why is this impacting me? And I feel that that was coming through. He might have been on a bit of an autopilot tangent mode, as opposed to taking that opportunity to express new things. Now, I'm not saying that the Democrats have actually voiced policies. I'm going to do that in a separate reading. So that was his focus and why. His fear was not to kind of like be in moderation, not to be kind of being judged in a wrong way, and being judged for someone who just takes shortcuts in his past role. This is what I'm getting. Shortcuts in his past role, as when he was president in the past. And he feels really binded by those judgments. And I think it was taking a toll during that time. And so he might have been a bit on monotone autopilot of the same things that he continues to say. He was also a bit confused for something, and there was some sort of secret here. There was some kind of illusion, and you remember in the global August, I said there's going to be individually, we might not see things clearly, but that also means for everyone and the wider world. These people are human as well. And there was definitely something there that he didn't have the best judgment on, and he was not able to focus And I think it's around what he could have presented and what he could have said in a different way. And I wonder right now if he thinks that he could have done a better job. Let's see, how is he feeling now? How is he feeling? How is he feeling now about it afterwards? He's feeling good. Oh, he's feeling it didn't go as great. He's feeling that it didn't go as great. He had high hopes and he was trying to tame his inner sort of, inner kind of, where he can be, I don't know if he can be, but basically what I'm saying is where he can be very opinionated on something. He was trying to tame that. He was trying to come from this place of love, but he doesn't see that this went in the best way. He actually feels like this could have worked against him, from what I'm seeing. But at the same time, he's kind of like, I need to show the love I have for my supporters right now. This is going to be the most important. So that's what I have for him. That's very interesting, isn't it? Let's see Elon Musk. I might actually try and watch a bit. Is it only on Twitter or X? If it is, then I don't have Twitter or X. Has anyone watched it? Okay, so very interesting. Elon Musk wanted to bring this into harmony. He wanted to really bridge the gap of where there's no harmony moving forward for Duck, but also it's interesting, there's a female figure here. It's like the three splits that people sit in the US, and I understand two are going to be stronger opposing each other, but there seems to be a clear three divide appearing a lot more now than prior when maybe Biden was there. And it's kind of like a stock energy, and I think Elon just thought that it was going to be an absolute success without really thinking about it too much. Maybe like this is a great birthing idea for Newty, but he's been missing the signs and he was feeling a bit sensitive. He was like a bit childish, a bit blocked in terms of how to move the interview forward in the right way. Why am I getting that when I asked what did he want from it? He wanted to move things forward for people that seem to be blocked, okay? He wanted to probably get people more on Duck's side, but anyway, let's just say the people that are blocked, not knowing what to do, and people that are clearly separated. That seems like a good thing. I mean, what do you think? But there was a lack of going in the right direction. It seemed like, yeah, he's done it because there was something going in the wrong direction. And he was actually speeding past the actual needs of others. I think it was like, I've got a great idea, but then it was kind of like forgetting, we don't just live in this, we will buy anything anymore. Like, what do I mean by that? Oh my God, Duck and Elon are, going on telly, and even if they spoke absolute shit, just because who they are will be like, oh my God. And some people are still like that. Not my kind of people. And I think that's what it was. It was kind of like, we're two huge names, we're going to go on the platform. And I think he wanted to bring this kind of divide in a close way together, but he was missing the signs. And this is getting mixed up on why he did it with what he wanted out of it and what he missed and stuff. But I can't jump past what Spirit wants. Yeah, look. Ace of Swords. There was a lack of clarity, but he did want to bring like clarity to this situation on which direction you should be. He wanted to cut through BS, especially when it comes to a divine feminine figure. Now, in this, it could be towards, I don't feel this is Harris. Was Hillary Democratic? It might not be. It's interesting. I've got Hillary here sat on the fence of, was she Democratic? If she was, then she's kind of secretly on the fence of maybe thinking this needs to go to Republicans. There's also something about your Statue of Liberty coming through to me. I'm getting so many downloads that are there's something that's going to come up about the Statue of Liberty. Forget this interview for a moment. If they didn't mention it, there's something that's going to come up about that. And we'll have to remember this as a future prediction. Right, let's continue. So he wanted to bring people together, okay? He wanted success out of it. Can you see how we had this in reverse for Duck, where it was kind of like not appreciating seeing the smaller things? Elon could see those small things here. And that's what he really wanted to get out of it. Still, we have the state of confusion. Remember, I said this is going to be very big in August. Okay, so got the Six of Wands. So we've got the Tower again. Okay, so he definitely had, I didn't ask the question, but it's interesting. We've got the Tower at the moment at the bottom, and we've got the Ace of Pentacles, but 2 Pentacles before that. 1 second. So here we've got, he was fearing that this interview or Duck could come, you know, racing in. And do you know what's just come to me? You remember in Paris Olympics, I said about the gecko, the lizard energy. Spirit has just brought it back to my attention. But he felt like he was hoping Trump would not, or Duck would not come in like kind of abrasive and full on, okay? And so that he would be recognized, and not Elon Musk, but the whole interview would gain a lot of attraction and recognition and like voters towards their intention of this interview. But his fear was how Duck might present himself, like not to be abrasive, rushing in and out of certain topics kind of way. And then he really felt like it would spark a new passion for everyone, and it would rally votes towards the Republicans. Now, his kind of, here I would say his kind of fear, if any, is you know, he put a lot of pressure on himself for this to be successful, that it actually brought him a bit more out of balance. Like he really had this focus that it has to be successful. It has to be like, even from a viewing point and gaining monetized stuff, it has to be successful. And that was a bit of a fear for him. And the fear of any sort of cold, harsh words that might be the backlash from Camel, KH's side, that could cause a turn in the balance that they were trying to create. Okay, 1 second, a minute. He wanted to, for the new creative sort of spark and the birthing of something new, to be able to let go of what people might be holding on to, chains of the past, towards Duck and the whole situation. And I'm getting especially like Republicans who might feel tied to this in some certain way, or that they've, you know, some people have had to really hide that they're voting in some sort of way for some reason. But it was to catch more votes. It was to rally people, which we know would be the outcome. Let's just see something. So he feels like there was a risk taken. He does feel like it's opened a new door to something of a discussion where, you know, it'll be about a longer term plan that needs to be put in place. The problem here, what I get, is that there's a bit of a focus on financial instability, financial stress. And I don't think he made as much money or success that he had hoped to with this. He's realized that he might have needed to look further ahead to, like, maybe the way he set it up, maybe the way they were going to present stuff, like put a little bit of a plan in place, because it's not been as successful as he had hoped it to be. Split the deck. Yeah. And there are, which I was getting here, there are things that we are not able to see. There are some secrets and something behind the scenes going on here. You know, there's something behind the scenes going on. And it's interesting, I still feel it's about the wider picture of the US. When I look at these, it brings me back to these two cards, which I think there's going to be something coming out around this. And I'm getting the sword of truth. I'm going to leave it there. I don't know if his new wife could end up being pregnant very soon, by the way, as well. Just a side note. I'm going to leave it there. If you enjoyed it, let me know. You can support the channel however you wish to, should you enjoy the content. Bye for now.